Video continues. Sorry about that. I had to rewatch what I was saying. We're much higher spiritual beings, right? The inorganic ones have like cut all the DNA strains, erased our memories, right? They're the one that put us in this globe of this illusion of their world. You know, we're much higher. We can telepath, teleport. Like we can do like move water. We can do all kinds of spiritual, like special abilities. We're much higher. But these energetic ones, the truth will come out. You know, as the mentor says, it's got to get really bad before it gets good. And I pray the Galaxy Alliance step in because how long are these inorganic ones going to stay up? The over here in this usual world of Canada, they're doing everything in their power to take up all the farmlands. All right, they're going to try to take all the farmlands and keep building these nonsense houses and these little called roundabout things that I forget. Someone said something about it, something to do with a negative for causes for them. I don't understand. I forget what they said totally, but every time I ever do those things, it makes me sick. Absolutely sick. But it's just they keep going, these inorganic ones. They're inviting all these illegals everywhere to cause issues. So they slowly put them in there, give them money, give them the jobs, and they just want to work, take them everything. They want people to be homeless, and then what they have been doing is because Halloween, I wish it wasn't true, but every Halloween or Easter or all that, Christmas and all that stuff means some evil thing, right? And we've been brainwashed to thinking that it's just not fine. Halloween, let's be scary, let's dress up. No, the as one of my mentor calls them, the cabal, and my other mentor calls them the inorganic ones. And I love the inorganic saying, but that's just they're taking people they're homeless and stuff that don't have a paper trail, and then they use them for their evilness. It's not good, people. People really need to look into this stuff, right? They're the top of the line evil, and there's a lot of them that are like clones or robotics. These people, and then they got people who are kind of brainwashed. There's people that don't like Donald Trump, and then there's people that love Donald Trump. Well, the inorganic ones have different actors and stuff that make these other people think that he's bad when he's good. Right? I like to dig him. He's constantly doing stuff, and it's much appreciated. I just pray that he would help us here to get these inorganic ones off their post. Oh my goodness. I love my son. I love my son dearly. I love him with all my heart, right? But I'm still trying to figure out what information he's getting, because for some reason he doesn't like Mr. T. Alright, I don't know why, but he got really angry at me and so I'm just gonna take time with him, and then I'm gonna figure out what information and what he's getting, so I can find my stuff with Donald Trump and get him to watch some of that stuff so he can make his mind or change his mind about him. But I can't. I love him dearly. I just wish he wouldn't be like so much looking on the internet for things, because a lot of this internet thing is run by the inorganic ones. They put a lot of lies out there and try to put ads and stuff and program people to believe in something that's different, right? They're constantly trying to spray us. They're constantly trying to brainwash us. And we don't, I'm so happy that I stopped eating meat. It's been like 6 years stopped eating meat. And I'm so happy that I stopped. And it's just pray for people to stop drinking milk so the baby cows can stay with the mama cows. All these animals have souls. They do have souls. People do not have the right to end them and eat them. It's just all a program. But I pray eventually people would realize that, right? But that's just the way this program has people believing in things, right? They get really, really, really angry about things because they're all in their bubble, in their minds, in their illusions of what they think about things. One person can watch event happen. Like you could say about 3 people watch one event, and all 3 of them might have similar in the stories but change some things, but they all stood there and watched the same thing. We teach the son, this is how I'm trying to deprogram him, right? So I told him that you need to see what is similar in each story to figure out what the truth is. You need to do research. Don't believe everything the news is programmed saying. Don't believe everything that anybody else is saying. You do research. I got to do it a very simple way with him to try to budge myself in there so he can start. I want him to do more research on Mr. Trump. It's a lot of those organic ones have false things and false that and all this school program, right? My son has a very big heart, okay? He's very emotional. He's very much an empath. And he's very sensitive. But, for some reason he gets really angry. And then he starts yelling and stuff. And then I told him, you're not yelling at me no more. You're going to cool down and I'll see you when you get home, right? It's just, I guess he's 15 and he's around this age and up is when kids' emotions are really wobbly. Like mountains, right? But, that's just the way life is. I think we are full of emotions all the time. It's hard to deal because of all these constant negative things that are happening in our life that we're trying to get through. A lot of us are going through a lot of things. That's why I send love and light to all, because we're all going through this. We have to always remember that we are enough, we are loved, we are worthy, and we're never alone. Okay, because all of us are connected. Just pray for the day that we unite on planet Earth. We can't let these inorganic ones win, right? It's just for example, they got a lot of the government legal immigrants come over, and a lot of them are breaking into cars, into houses, causing criminal things. Because a big example, Mr. T got rid of all the illegal immigrants. Now the violence and stuff and that is gone right down. That just proves that these people who are in charge want to cause chaos. He wants to fix and get truth out. And it's just really hard for some people in that, because we don't watch the news here, right? The son's like, I told him that he's not allowed to, like, keep an eye on all this fake stuff. It's just down in your mind with nonsense. He just doesn't want to listen. It's really frustrating, but, we'll get there. But, this nonsense that's happening here is just nonsense. We're not stopping, We're never going to stop. We're never going to give up. We are old souls. We came back. We are awakening and going through our last stage until we be all healed up with all the stuff and no more of this nonsense of these inorganic ones in their control. We don't want them to have no control, no nothing. All the stuff is completely coming out, right? For example, as I said, I collect like beer cans and stuff for now to make extra money. And I was on this one street and all I do is look in the bins, right? And unfortunately, this lady comes out of the window and she's like, excuse me, like really, really loud, okay? Because I'm not going to do really loud what she was doing. She goes, you can't be on this street right now. We're having a lot of break-ins. So I'm just going to call the police if you're on there. I was like, I've had enough with you people yelling at me. So I turned around and I told her, I go, I'm on public property. I did, my voice went really loud when I said that. I said, I am public property. I repeated it over and over and over. And I told her, that's none of my, I go, it's not my problem. It's not my problem. That's your problem, not mine. I'm on public property. I am doing nothing wrong. Go ahead and call the PPs. Or the puppets for the inorganic one governments. Right? So go ahead. I said, go ahead, because I am doing nothing wrong. They cannot do anything because I'm doing nothing wrong because I am on public property. She got really mad, slammed the door, right? And then I had this one guy, he's like, excuse me, and I'm thinking, like, trying to, like, I'm a female, not a sir, right? Because I'm being, like, yelled at. These people yell at me, like, oh my goodness, this is the end of the world. You put this stuff out, it's getting thrown out. I'm not doing anything wrong. It's because, I have all these illnesses and stuff, and because the partner makes more money and everything else, the organic ones give me nothing. How am I supposed to help out with the family? You got this aluminum stuff and this fluoride stuff making people forget things. So I got to find a natural way or something somehow to get it out of my son's system, because he is not remembering things, he's forgetting things, and that's how I am a lot. And I don't want that for him. I don't want him to go through what I've gone through all my life. I do not want that for him. He is a very, very smart boy. Right? He likes researching in the history, which a lot of it's a lie. So that's why I just keep praying that the emergency broadcast system is supposed to come out soon. I think they're putting more true stuff on the end of this month, and then I think end of October, and then end of December. I think more of the stuff is coming up, right? And more and more and more. And also, my one bike that the Canadian Tire that supposedly fixed, and then returned to me, and it wasn't fixed because the pedals and the bearings were not working correctly, pulling back and forth. So they decided to give me a switch for the same bike, but I got my wheel And I got my seat because the brand new bike they pulled out had a crack already on the seat. So I'm really happy about this, right? And then this mysterious bike lock ended up on my bike. Like, that's my bike lock there that I bought. But this other bike lock, I don't know where it came from. It just magically popped on my bike in the shed. I asked the son and the partner, and they said they didn't put it there. So I don't know. Then I got this trolley here to make it easier on me. Hello. 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 I know. Are you say hi to everybody? Yeah, talk. That's my old lovely bike. I'm gonna have to get it fixed. I know. It went through the ringer. I love it still. I can still get it fixed up. I know someone will fix it up. Once I just get the money, refurnish that. You gotta get, repaint this. I think I want it to be like baby blue. Or, no. I want it to be like bluish purple. The wheels. You don't want to go in that yard. There's a doggy that likes to chase stuff. Right? I have done a lot of cleaning. There's a lot of nonsense, There's negatives, narcissists everywhere. They just don't change. You are silly. Nonsense. I don't know how to show you right now. It's just when there's like negativity and stuff like that. And then these people have a little camera on their window. Nonsense with all these cameras. I hear you. Oh my goodness. It's just, I'm very pleased and I'm very proud of all you brothers and sisters. Continue to keep your heads up. I know things are getting really hard, but we're seeing more people unite. Like, rest in peace, Charlie Clark. Rest in peace. Ever since, I'm gonna cry. Ever since he passed, there's a lot more people speaking up, like I said last time, and you see more people that never were thinking of speaking up and just allowing are speaking up. There's more people are protesting and speaking up. It's just wonderful to see. We're not alone. It's because it seems like it, we're not. It's because we're surrounded by these NPCs, these narcissists, these people who want nothing, just like this guy on the scooter, always harassing me, always trying to stare me down, always trying to keep picking on me constantly, and trying to take up all the stuff that I'm working really hard on doing. It's just that's a plain narcissist right there, and that's an evil top one that just wants to keep over and over and over and over and over. That's what they do, right? Narcissists, you tell them, all right? Leave me alone, okay? No, just leave me alone. No. They come back around, and then they're like, and they make up, okay? And they make up all this stuff and say this stuff. Oh, it's like the end of the world. You can't, for your bike trolley has to be connected now. But, I'm like, no, I didn't, always want it. You always get your thing. No. And then they make up all these, keep saying these negative stuff. And they keep pushing and your buttons over. They keep saying this lies and negative stuff about you. And it gets you all mad and upset to the max. Where you tell them, I'm done. Just leave me alone. I don't want any violence or anything. Leave me alone. You tell them, And then they keep bugging you. And then you're like, I need to leave alone. So you go downstairs and you go in the laundry room, you try to get, and then you got the son wanting you upstairs and stuff. But, and then the son yells at you and then takes off. And then he's still saying negative stuff and this is all your fault and all this because you wanted this done. And no, I just don't know how to put the trolley on the bike. I'm asking you to put it together so I can have it for the next day so it's easier for me when I'm doing my cans and bottles and beer bottles and wine bags and plastic. I do it to make extra cash to help with groceries and treat us out and I gotta try to save money for this in the year of this Christmas and stuff for the sons and stuff. You just nonsense. This is what narcissists do. Alright? They make you look like you're the bad guy. They make themselves look like they're done nothing wrong. They're whatever this and that. No. They just keep throwing this negative lies and making up stuff and then they decide to throw your trolley that you just bought and then the person I just went after and smacked. Yeah, I did. I got really mad. It's just that's what narcissists do. And then they don't even apologize for their actions because they think they have done nothing wrong. It is all you. Nobody apologizes for what they've done when I've done nothing wrong except for ask to get my bike trolley connected because they said they would do it. That's just a prime example of what narcissists do. It's like, when do we cross the line? When these people keep doing stuff. See, they just do it to you snap. I didn't want to get that far. Absolutely not. I just want happiness and to feel loved and understand and then stop shoving the meat in my face. I know I've ate it, but I don't now. Sorry, just getting a little probably built up with stuff. It's really frustrating. I see so many people getting together and happy and loved and understanding and yeah, so frustrated. We're just done with that right now. It's just taking it and some stuff. A lot of us need to get this stuff off our chests. It's so important to speak about things. It's so important for guys and girls to have awful emotions. And then with pets, I understand how people feel about fostering animals. Just because Max is back with his owner and I love him dearly, give a chance for this cat to come so we can take care of it as much as we love it. And then it's helping the world, just like a lot of people are we need to pray for euthanizing to stop with the dogs and the cats and all this animals. We're constant. There's people who are rescuing animals from slaughterings, and I really appreciate you guys and lots of gratitude for saving those donkeys and goats and pigs and chickens and turkeys and all kinds of animals. Alright, so I love you guys all dearly. I enjoy doing my video. He's drinking water. Oh, yeah. You're so meowy. Alright, so I'm going to send lots of love and light and healing, you guys. We can get through this. We have the power. And I've been cleaning, right? So I got this shed all cleaned out, which we need to fix though. You see my cleaning job here. Yeah, look at that. That is so much better. So much cleaner. You know, but there's this thing, this wooden thing that's not ours. Okay. And then there's that snow thingy that's not ours, and a couple things that's not ours, and that just the son's first bike, and then his other 3-wheel thing, and our shovels, and my old bike wheel. I got a skateboard, and we got the cat in here. What are you doing? And like a lot of my planter pot stuff, right? Oh, you know, this year didn't go really well on my gardening. I have to figure out something with that. Wasn't too happy about that. Oh, the other shed's a little mess. It's not bad. Yeah. And I gotta trying to get all the house cleaned up. And then I go through the basement stuff. And then I'm going to make sure I separate all my stuff and that. And a lot to do. I'm done procrastinating about this stuff. I'm just going to have to get it done. Just get it done so I'm not so stressed out about it. So I have everything organized. Just keep saving money for myself. And then eventually I want to either move out on my own, because I can't put up with this nonsense anymore, or something has to happen. Alright, you guys, sending love, light, healing, and protection. Make sure we keep praying for peace on earth and uniting. Send love, light, do a protective bubble. Thank you, Archangel Michael. Thank you, Archangel Raphael. Thank you, all the archangels, spirituals, ancestors, any who are protecting us. And just remember, you know, words are like spells. All right, let's get out of this. We are all abundance. We have all abundance. We have all abundance. I am abundance. I am abundance. Everything comes to me. I am abundance. I am abundance. We gotta get out of this. We are poor. We are poor. We are not. We are rich. We are rich. We are rich. We're all rich. We're all abundance. We all can do things. They are not above us. We are all equal. So have a beautiful, blissful day or night. Sprinkle some stardust, and bye for now.